Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the structure of C programs. The structure of C programs. There are basically 6 main sections present in the C programs. Which are they? The first is documentation, the second is link, the third is definition, fourth is global declaration, fifth is main function, and sixth is subprograms. Now we'll go in the details. First one. So now that the introduction is out of the way, so now jump to the main discussion. That is, the whole code follows this outline. Each code has a similar outline. Let's learn about these layers. This is a diagram which will explain you the structure of. The first block explains you the documentation. The second block explains you the link section. The third is a definition section. Then the fourth is a global section. Fifth is main function and sixth is subprogram section. This figure is for the basic structure of C program. Moving on to the next bit, this basic structure of a C program. Documentation section. The documentation section is the part of the program where the programmer gives the detail associated with the program. He actually gives the name of the program and the detail of the author and some other details like time of coding or the descriptions. It gives anyone reading the code an overview of the code. For example, the file name for this code is hello.c. Second section is link section. In the link section, the code is used to declare all the header files that will be used in the programs. This leads to the compiler to link the header files to the system libraries. For example, hash include stdio.h. stdio.h is one of the header file which is present in C and it is used to perform the standard input-output operations. To include this file, we are using one preprocessor directive as a hash include. Next is definition section. In the definition section, we define different constants with the keyword define. For example, as you know, a pi is a universally defined constant. So to declare it as a globally, what we can do, hash define is a preprocessor directive, pi is a variable name, and we are giving the value as a 3.14. Next is global declaration. In this, the code is defining the global variable which can be accessed from any of the part of your code. All the global variables used are declared in this part. The user-defined functions are also declared in this part of the code. For example, float area, float r. So this is one of the function, user-defined function with the parameter r as a type float and the function's return type is 4. We'll see this in detail. Just remember that this is one of the signature of your function. After done with this, we are defining one global variable as int a equal to 7. So a is a variable which is defined as a globally, and we can use it in any of the part of your code. Next is main function section. In the main function, C programs need to have the main function. Each main function contains two parts, which are they? A declaration part and the execution part. The declaration part is the part where all the variables are get declared. The execution part being with a curly brackets and end with a curly brackets. Both the declaration and execution parts are inside the curly brackets. For example, int main void opening curly bracket variable declaration whatever the processing or the execution of data and returning block and closing bracket. All the details we'll see in afterwards, but just go through that what main block contains: the declaration of variable, the display of your data, returning of a data, and closing bracket. The format is given like this. Next is subprogram section. All the user-defined functions are defined in these sections. For example, if you are defining one user-defined function as add, so add the return type of that function, the parameter which it required, then the process of whatever it's going to perform inside the opening and closing bracket. Next, one of the sample programs we'll see right now. The C program here will find the area of a circle using user-defined function and global variable pi holding the value of pi. Now we'll see in detail. The first 7 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 lines contains the documentation work. That means the file name of this file, author name of the file, the date of the particular day, description of a program, and whatever is the program performing. After done with that, the line number 8 and 9 is performing the definition part. That means link section. In the link section, we are defining what type of header file we require. So we require stdio.h header file and we are including it. Then in the 9th line, we are specifying the definition section with defining the global variable as a pi as a value 3.14 using preprocessor directive #define. Then using global declaration, I am also defining user defined function as float area float r. So the function name is area, the return type is float, and the parameters is r. In the main block, I am performing float r. So I am declaring one variable as r. After that, we are accepting the value of r from the user using printf method. Printf is a method which is used to display the data on your output window. So what you want to display? You want to display enter the radius. After that, consider user enters some data as a 4. So that 4 value will get stored in R. How it will get stored? With the help of the symbol that is modulus of f. So this is defined symbol through which you can store floating value inside the variable R. Ampersand is a sign which is addressing to the variable R. And scanf is a function which is used to save the data inside the variable r. Next, printf, the area is percent of f, area r. What this line says, printf is a method which is used to display the value on the console or the output window. So it will display the area is, percent of f is the symbol. Through that we are calling method as area r, that means area 4. So the method will get called for area, right? So our control goes from here to here, right? Now my control says float area float r. That means the value of 4 will get stored in r and the process get performed as pi into r into r. That means 3.14 into r, and the answer of this process will get returned to this function as consider 3.14. So the output will get displayed on your screen is the area is 3.14 and return 0 says that the end of your code. Now we'll see the output, how the output will look. See, the first line with the help of printf is enter the radius. So consider user enters 7. After entering the 7, next printf statement says the area is 153.86. So all the operation will get performed for the R7. That means 3.14 into R into R. That is 3.14 into 7 into 7. So it get answer as 153.86. And that value will get returned to that printf in the main block and it will get displayed as your answer. After done with this, you get your final output as the area is 153.86. So in this video, we have seen the detailed structure of your programming, the 6 sections which we are actually used to write any of the C programs, and one sample code as well as the output of that sample code. Thank you.